Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguruntam Namami. Nithyanandam, everybody. I welcome all the viewers who are watching us live on Nithyananda TV, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live, who are seated with us from all across the globe. At this moment, on the Ruvo video conferencing and other social media platforms, for this segment of the pre-Satsang, where we'll be listening and we'll be sharing the details about the various revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism about the current COVID pandemic and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revealing so many deeper truths for the sake of the protection of the entire humanity. First, we're going to be understanding about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, which is a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened, and Hindu civilizational nation. This is the only one and only Hindu nation in the entire planet Earth. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts in Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and the temple-based universities a lifestyle for the humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is a direct incarnation of Paramashiva himself as per the Agamas and the Vedas. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the science of power manifestation, yoga, and created temple-based universities for the humanity. The sovereign order of Kailasa, that is led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora are working for global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to the entire humanity. The Nithyananda Hindu University, which is the world's largest Hindu university with extended campuses in over 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam, the Pontiff of the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham, which is the Tonde Mandala Adinam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam. The present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, the Supreme Pontiff of the Kailasonata Shyamala Peetha Sarvajna Peetham. The present Mahamandaleshwar, the Supreme Spiritual Head of Mahanirvani Akhada, which is the largest apex monastic body of Hinduism. The Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, which is the head for all the spiritual leaders of Atal Akhada, the ancient apex body of Hinduism. He is also the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adinam. He has been elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders or pontiffs. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji, is also revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read and watched, authored over 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, such as English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies of books and articles have been sold, read and downloaded. Over 10,000 hours of discourses, enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and so on. He has been honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader, the reviver of the 108 ancient Hindu Sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas, Rudras, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sannyasis, establisher of the largest Hindu university, which is the Kailasa Nithyananda Hindu University, which is the largest in the world with satellite campuses in over 150 countries. The establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, the founder and the reviver of over 100 Sarvanya Pitas, collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. Over the last 2 days, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been sharing a lot of in-depth secrets and revelations about the current pandemic. As we all know, the entire humanity is suffering the COVID pandemic, where none of us know what is going to happen next. And things are only getting worse and worse day by day, especially in India. When the second wave of the corona is going on, people are literally just dropping dead. No one knows what is going to happen next. Amidst all of this, not just so that the COVID is not sufficient, we have the black fungus that has emerged and is taking the lives of people, which is much more deadly than the COVID itself. And the most unfortunate thing, that it is attacking the people who have been healed, recovered from COVID. Knowing all of these things, the entire pandemic has broken us, the broken entire fabric of the society in multiple levels. The psychological level, the mental level, the physical, the emotional, the conscious level. In multiple stages, the COVID pandemic has broken the human beings and their very cognition about life. Whatever we thought as a security for future, whatever we thought is going to be actually helping us in the future, all seems irrelevant now. All seems as if they have cheated you. But during the entire pandemic, before even the entire pandemic began, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has not only prepared, has not only revealed about the pandemics and the preparations needed for it, but made sure that we are all living by those truths, prepared us consciously for that pandemic that is yet to happen literally 5 years ago. Now, especially during the lockdown, people are just going crazy. People are going mad, not being able to handle themselves, not being able to hold themselves, not knowing what to do with their life. But Swamiji prepared his Adinavasis, the disciples, for this COVID pandemic long ago, so that we don't experience the claustrophobic and we don't get mentally traumatized. Here, we're going to listen from Swamiji himself. The Swamiji shares about how he has been preparing us all along for this pandemic. Let us listen.
I'll expand on this Paramashiva's message. உயிரை உயிர்ப்பி உடலையும் உயிரையும் உயிர்ப்பி means make your life alive and make your body and life alive. Listen. The only priority for all of you please understand, I am talking to anyone who has a little love or sympathy for me, for all of you. Take this as a guru walk. Make your body consciously strong. Listen. Gym will build muscles. But only yoga and Ayurvedic lifestyle will make your body conscious. See, only yoga will make your internal organs strong. Just all over the world, especially in India, all these gym bodies are just dropping dead. All these gym body fellows, top, dying. Because gymming builds muscles, makes you look very nice in the outside. Yoga makes your internal organs strong. And your ability to manifest consciousness strong. So please understand. Let me give you the solution from Paramashiva to protect yourself from corona. This whole pralaya, see, it is not just corona. The amount of depression, mental suffering, the way the whole world is suffering, the kind of poverty happening, people losing jobs, income, insecurity, comforts being lost, so much. So please understand, make your life extremely strong. Please understand, 3 years before I said, keep yourself alive for next 3 years. Common people making fun of me, trolling, all that is, I don't even bother about that. Even our own Sangha people did not trust me. My own devotees did not take that word seriously. Hey, all of you understand. I cannot reveal who is waging bio war on humanity. I cannot reveal those details. I can only reveal how much I can reveal. Even Devi told in her Akash readings, she protected my body first and safeguarded it so that nobody will harm when she starts revealing the Akashic records and secrets to the world. I don't know how many of you heard that record. See, please understand. Devi is not socially polite. She is Parashakti. She is cosmic mother. She directly manifests and reveals all the details to the world. But she is using this body and mind because she is using this body and mind, the people who are against the humanity, people who are against the Hinduism, people who are against Kailasa, they should not destroy this body. That is why she says she has already taken this body to a safe place and kept it very safely, protected. And then using this body and revealing to the whole world all the truths she need to tell. So all of you be very clear. When I was telling all the Adinavasis, learn to the lifestyle of quarantine, being active without getting mentally broken by being inside one place. Listen, I have enough evidence. 3 years before I started teaching this quarantine lifestyle to many of our Adinavasis, so much resistance, especially those people who ran away, so much resistance from all of them. Now, they are all in quarantine in their places, but mentally broken. All the Adinavasis who stayed back, who are in Kailasa now, they are all in quarantine, but mentally not broken. Fully alive, charged. I trained the whole Kailasa to face this pralaya 3 years before. I think even a little before. Quarantine lifestyle. And intense yoga, making the body strong, making internal organs strong. Aritaki, lifestyle of less food, and more energy, more activism. All this preparing for this pralaya only I did. Some more things I told. Adinavasis did not listen, did not do. One I told, do the vertical gardening. Produce your food inside your campus. Nobody listened. Now they are suffering. Tons of things I did to prepare all of you for this pandemic. I am talking in 2 levels. One, the devotees who are in their own homes, and the Kailasavasis inside the Sangha. For both, 3 years before I started working, 3 or 4 years before I started working, preparing all of them to face this pandemic, this pralaya. And I am telling you now, even now it is not too late. If you are still alive, please save yourself. Take these instructions seriously.
Yes. We listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our beloved Swamiji, about how Swamiji prepared us for this entire lockdown and this entire event of feeling so vulnerable about everything in life, because we don't know what is going to happen, and will we be able to do something. None of that is there. Life has become so uncertain now. But right from the beginning, Swamiji has continuously prepared us for the Nirahara Samyama and keeping ourselves healthy, doing the spiritual routine, the puja, the yoga, the detox methodologies. All of these things, Swamiji ensured that we are doing and prepared us psychologically and physically to cope up with what we are experiencing right now. And today, joining us on the panel, we also have Shri Tejomayananda Swami, who will also be sharing his insights about the COVID pandemic and about the various revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Nithyananda Swami.
Nithyananda, thank you so much. Yes, definitely the current crisis, the pandemic that we are experiencing right now is something nobody would have imagined 3 or 4 years ago. And even if somebody mentioned something like this will happen in 2020, 2021, and people are simply laughed at it. And that's exactly what happened when Swamiji tried to bring us this whole lifestyle. Right now, the pandemic has 2 different aspects to it. One is the virus and its physical impact on what is really going on, the loss of breath, and then the nasal infection, all of that, and then what it does to the physical body. And then there is the other part, which is far more adverse and far more dangerous, because it directly affects our psychology, our psychosis, the fear, the apprehension, the insecurity, all of that, because people are losing jobs, they don't know where the money is going to come from, and they are very uncertain about the next day, what will happen. Nobody really knows. And then we constantly hear, we are bombarded by the news about the COVID-19 and what it is doing, what the pandemic is doing in the entire world. And that is really depressing. And we see so many of the young people even falling into depression. And thankfully, Swamiji has prepared most of us, if not all of us, to live a completely different lifestyle from what is considered the normal. For example, the temporary confinement, the solitary confinement, let's say being confined to a very small space and being active and doing something and being very active, alive and charged, and not falling into any of the psychological downturns. Simply just following what you have to do, and then making sure you are physically active. The yoga, the very beautiful and amazing regimen, food regimen that comes in, including the haripati, taking the haripati, making sure that our immunity is at its highest, at its optimum, and not making sure that nothing will really affect our body and not easily susceptible to any of these viruses. And as we saw, it is not just the COVID-19. We have a new threat that has come up, especially in India. This is the black fungus. And what is disheartening to see is that people who recover from COVID-19, they're actually falling into the black fungus. So it is a real explosion of downturn that is happening. The pandemic is spreading its wings in so many different ways, in so many different dimensions by itself. The physical aspect of it, physically people going sick and then really struggling to even breathe. And then psychologically, because of all the things that are happening along with it, a huge impact that comes along, that is something that is far more dangerous than the physical aspect of it. So if we consider all of this, then if we go and look back, even now when people say, still people make fun of the daily satsang, what Swamiji shares with us in the daily satsang, and then they talk about so many other things. But Swamiji has consistently, again and again, only given us the right techniques, the right processes, and the right guidance for us to simply survive. Many times, during the last maybe 2 weeks even, he has been saying this year, all we need to do, the best profit that we can have is to just be alive. We don't need anything else. Just be alive. That is the best profit. We can go on to make something out of the business or something out of our work, our career, that maybe, but that is not really going to do us good. But if all of that is happening at the expense of our physical body that we live in, then none of that is really going to matter at the end of the day. So if we come out alive during or at the end of this year, then that can be considered as the biggest profit. And as you can see here, the mental breakdown of people during COVID, how drastically it increases. It has gone into proportions that we have never seen and we have never imagined such a mental breakdown can happen. And this pandemic, nobody was prepared for. Even all the best economies around the world who always make sure that their crisis management, their fast response, their first response, everything is in place. Even they have no clue, absolutely no clue how to deal with this. But we've had the Supreme Body of Kailasa, Jagadguru Mahasanghyana, Mr. Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, doing exactly that. He has been systematically preparing us how to deal with this, how to deal with such a pandemic, how we can address and deal with all the several aspects to be charged and not be down by being in a confined space and then being in a very small place. We don't have a lot of movement, being in total confinement, and ensuring that we're still active, we're still charged, and just doing how we can keep ourselves fit, ensuring that the Nithyananda Yoga is happening, the Haripati, even the Viraha, Samvima, the Pachapati, all of this put together, it's a beautiful regimen for the physical system, the physical body. How the natural defenses can be raised and the immunity can be boosted so that we are not easily falling prey to the COVID-19 and black fungus put together. And this is something that is phenomenal. And as we just heard from Swamiji, he was saying that at least now, even if we haven't heard until now, if we haven't listened until now, at least now, please listen to what was being told. And he talked further about how to make a safe environment for ourselves in all the arguments and ensure that we are effective.
Yes.
Here, the mental breakdown of people using COVID has drastically increased in the proportions that we have not seen.
Yes. So, as Swami, you were sharing very beautifully about how the current impact of the society has been towards the people. And actually, here the statistic that we're looking at is actually the average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety disorder or depressive disorders between January to June 2019 versus January 2021. You can see it has increased fourfold, 40%. Fourfold, the entire thing has increased. Now, as per the study, there are multiple reasons why this has happened. One is about the entire society is moving onto a digital age, and a major part of the society is not still so comfortable with the social media platforms or the digital skills, the migratory stress, moving out, and financial insecurities, and unable to actually use and relate to people. Because of these kind of things, apart from even the regular COVID pandemic that is killing us, killing people, literally physically, this has become a very important component which is destroying people mentally. And there's a huge chunk of people who are stuck in this. There's another research that found that nearly August, just reaching out to every one of us wherever we are, only to protect us from this COVID pandemic. Here, there's another representation studies that was conducted in April. One was by research of Boston University School of Public Health, and another by Johns Hopkins University, and found that the prevalence of the depressive symptoms, which is the BU, and serious psychological distress from the Hopkins were triple the level measured in 2018. These rates were higher than what we have seen after the other large-scale traumas like the September 11th, Hurricane Katrina, and the Hong Kong unrest, says Katrina Edman, lead author of the BU study. So this is something that is very, very important that we need to understand. Deep inside us, beyond even our own logic and even beyond even our own understanding, the fear has dragged itself into our life, has tripled itself into its life. And as of now, it has just become an inevitable part of us. There's literally, we just can't imagine a life without that, without a life of uncertainty, without a life of insecurity. Either people are going to the extreme that, okay, it is okay, even if I die, it is fine, and going out. The other extreme, people are so scared that they kill themselves with the fear itself. Here are multiple studies that have been presented to you about how the COVID has been breaking down people mentally during this entire pandemic. Yes, Tejaswami, you can share more details on this.
Yes, Bharat. And it goes on to see how we have seen the reports from the developed nations, and with all the infrastructure, all the military might, and the strongest economies in the world, and the lifestyle that has presented, all of that has simply come down crashing, because when the COVID has hit, pretty much it brought the whole world to a standstill and brought everybody down to their knees. They simply had no answer to what is to come, how to deal with it, how to cope with it. And even the vaccine that has come up, it may still address the physical aspect of it. It may prevent the virus, or it may slow down its effects, or whatever that may be. But still, there is no answer to the psychological, the mental breakdown that is constantly going on, and it is on the uptick. It has been exponentially increasing this impact on especially youth all over the world, and not to mention the developed nations, the nations which have seem to have figured it all out, how to build their own lives and then enjoy their lives, and then just have everything, whatever we could ask for at your disposal. But now, when something like this has happened, it has brought all of that to a standstill, and it has really come down crashing. And simply there are no answers, and as instantly available. He gave the right signals, the right warnings, and consistently again and again and again appeared every single day, every possible day, and ensured that we had the right cognitions, the mental preparation, the physical preparation, the right food, the right food regimen, all of this, every possible way, he was protecting us. He was ensuring that slowly and very systematically we are prepared to deal with this crisis. And the mental breakdown is something even more drastic, and Swamiji has beautifully prepared us for this way long back, way more than beyond anybody can imagine. The simple process of unclutching was introduced by Swamiji, and then simply entering into the limit of the samadhi through the unclutching process was introduced way long back. And that is the single most potent antidote to the current mental crisis that is gripping the world. The simple process of unclutching can beautifully bring us out of this depression, lead us out of depression, and then settle us down and center us, and so we may experience something totally beautiful, totally different, experience space of bliss that we all have a rightful claim to, and that can beautifully happen. And Swamiji has even revamped the whole thing and reintroduced the unclutching process, the unclutching technique, and multiple times, again and again and again, in so many programs, so many instances, Swamiji has introduced it. He has initiated millions of people into the unclutching process and the meditation and so on. And that is the right antidote to what people are seeing, this mental breakdown as we see here, how the mental disintegration has happened, and how the whole thing can be brought back, how we can really escape, we can protect ourselves from this mental breakdown is by simply following a technique that has been given by Swamiji in the unclutching process. So beautifully, here as we see, the CDC has multiple reports, multiple such reports that say that show the drastic increase in mental cases, how the current crisis has led to multiple destructions. That is the part of the physical body, and then the psychologically how people are getting affected. Now, the thing is, at any point of time, when there is over reliance on external factors to keep ourselves happy, to keep ourselves going, then all of this, when all of this is restricted and all, when we are separated from the whole thing, that somehow is taught to us from a very young age as if being busy or even just running around as if we are busy is the way to go, is the recipe for success. And it's something that is being taught even from a very young age in school, in our workplaces, in our college, all of those places. This is a very subtle idea that is being brought into us, but that doesn't have to be the case. It can be unfledged from the mind process, from the constantly evolving thoughts, and we can simply be centered and achieve a higher intelligence and a higher space of experiencing bliss as well. And this was beautifully, and we can even say this is the one of the greatest gifts to all of humanity that is Supreme Father has given. And of course, the COVID-19 has not come singly. It has its own ally, the deadly black fungus. Let's listen to Swamiji, what he has said about the black fungus and the extremities that it has brought us.
Understand, now I am telling, this black fungus which is spreading in India, human beings will die like ants and rats and cats in the streets. Listen, I saw clearly dead bodies floating in large quantity on Ganga, dogs eating those dead bodies. Because dogs ate those dead bodies, they're dying. And then poor human beings who don't have food eating those dog dead bodies and they're dying. I saw this whole cycle. Please be warned. I saw this happening. In extreme compassion, I am revealing of you, not to frighten you. Please understand. I am not frightening any of you. I am telling you guys the truth.
Now, as we heard from Swamiji directly, this fatal black fungus is taking its toll already. Now we see numbers that has happened, and the graphic image that Swamiji shared with us, and he was very clear, it is not to create any panic, to create any fear, but out of extreme compassion, just out of that compassion, just out of this desire. So at least now that we can take a listen, then at least listen and do exactly what Swamiji has given us. and follow those words just so that we can save ourselves, we can protect ourselves and the people who we care about around us. So this was a very graphic image that Swamiji showed us. He just showed us a glimpse of what it is going to look like, what it's going to be in the near future. And unless we take different direction, unless we do something different, it is going to be our immediate fate. So at least now, while we still have another opportunity, another chance to go at it, let us save ourselves by living with us. Simply follow this, then we can at least save ourselves and save people who we care about. Here, this fatal black fungus has been affecting the COVID-19 patients. The patients who come out of COVID-19, it's like falling from one and then just jumping into the other. And another extreme danger. That's how it's happening. From one fatality, you escape from that, you fall into the next fatality. And this is again something that Mundi was prepared for. It is as if it cannot just come by itself. It has now brought its own ally. Now we have this black fungus that has been going on. And this, especially in India, has been spreading in a very alarming rate. And to the extent that it is also now considered officially a pandemic. And that's how much it has been spreading in India. Now, we have more information, more data about this black fungus, how during the same period of time, the previous years, and how many cases have been reported for this year, in 2021, it is quadrupled. It is at least 4 times. Earlier, they used to have maybe about 50 to 60 cases in the whole year, in the whole calendar year. But now, just in the last 1 week, the authorities, they are noting that we are seeing about 10 to 15 cases every single day.
Yes. Actually, Swami, here I just wanted to share something. So what we are looking at here is actually one of the statistics from a doctor named Akshay Nair. He's a Mumbai-based eye surgeon. As he said, it causes a very, very deadly and a very fatal situation to the patients who are affected by the black fungus. And as you are sharing, that it's only now that we are actually even trying to recover out of the COVID. But at this point in time, immediately we are affected by this black fungus that is pushing us to the extremes of life. And this is actually present everywhere in the atmosphere. But those of us who are actually getting cured from the COVID or recovering from the COVID are being affected by this black virus. And we also have much more astonishing facts that actually show about this black fungus that is there. So in Maharashtra, 200 individuals had caught mucormycosis after recovering from COVID, and 8 have died from the black fungus, and this was reported by the Times. Cases are also appearing in Delhi, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and there are over 5,000 doses of the antifungal drug amphotericin B to treat the diseases. And we also need to know that this is a steroid that is being used. And excessive usage of steroids also has very strong and very potential side effects that is there. So literally there is no healing for this. It is only one problem becoming another problem and becoming another problem. First you catch COVID, and because you catch COVID, you do the treatment for it, your immunity falls. Because your immunity falls, then you catch the black fungus. Now because the black fungus, you start taking the steroids, and because the steroids come in, you lose your health again. So it has just become an entire vicious cycle, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. But there is no doses of the particular steroid amphotericin B for treating him from the black fungus. But even after 59 doses, he was still not completely healed, and it continued to be prevalent in his system. So this is the current state, this is the current fate of India, especially in India, where the second wave is ongoing. On May 22nd, 2021, India has so far reported approximately 8,848 mucormycosis case, and one of the most rapidly spreading infections observed in those recovering from COVID-19. If not treated in time, it is very fatal and you can just die. This especially affects those people who are having the blood sugar levels which is not proper, such as the diabetic and the non-diabetic patients are also affected by it. So if you actually look at all of these things that's literally there, right, standing in front of our eyes, when you look back at how Swamiji prepared us, when Swamiji described and when Swamiji revealed about the Nirahara Samyama, he inspired us so much, pushed us to do the Nirahara Samyama so that our own internal organs eat the body. There is no excess toxin that is there. There is no excess sugar that is there. All of that will be eaten and the entire detox will happen. So the worst case, even when these kind of microbes and even when these kind of things are there around, you're not affected by them. Here, it says very clearly from the Times of India that black fungus has declared an epidemic in 4 states and 1 union territory in India. The number of black fungus infections reported from the hospitals have increased 100 times. Please understand the rate at which it is transmitting. 100 times from the first wave. Please understand, first wave was just a few months apart, and within the last 6 months, literally only been less than 6 months that the first wave actually receded in India. Within 6 months, 100 times more black fungus has increased, and we are no way in a situation at this point in time where we are anyway moving out of the pandemic and moving out of the current situation. Situation is only getting more and more worse. On Thursday, after observing an alarming rise in the cases across the country, the Union Health Minister urged the states to make the black fungus at a notifiable disease under the Epidemic Diseases Act 1897. So understand, wherever you are, it is just that the gun is not yet pointed towards you. That's all it is. You're just next in the list. Don't think, as Swamiji said, there is no protection for you outside. The only protection is inside Kailasa. And there are multiple reasons why Swamiji has stated why outside is just impossible to survive. With the rate at which this is spreading. In just next few days, we'll see deaths happening in crores. The Tribune also shared that the cases of mucormycosis, commonly known as black fungus, is on a rise, actually a spree in the past 1 week. 15 cases have been daily admitted